Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the United Gamedom podcast. This is episode 78 of the podcast. This is Darren, aka Dow, and with me once again is Montreal's finest, Mr. Denis Poirier. Hello, Denis. How you doing this Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon, where you're at?
I'm doing pretty well, boy. How you doing?
Yeah, Montreal. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just going to say it now. You probably regret not going to WWE last week, there.
Yeah, there was a lot of action, and apparently the best crowd. Everybody's saying it's the one of the best crowds ever. Like if they're really into wrestling and not just getting themselves over. And you see most crowds these days, they try to get themselves over with the beach balls and the whole "We Are Awesome" and stuff like that. And the Montreal crowd really into it. Really into Roman Reigns, not Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins rather, which kind of surprised me a little bit. I was like, okay. I mean, he's good, but I didn't know they were really into him like that. He even cut a promo after the show, after Raw went off the air. He cut a promo to thank everybody and saying it's the best crowd he's heard in a long time, so that's pretty good. I'm happy people enjoy it.
It's good to hear those crowds though, because basically a lot of the time now when you go to Raw or SmackDown or something, it's usually people sitting down on their phones the majority of the time and make no noise whatsoever.
Yeah, it's kind of glorified house shows now.
Yeah, and I think was the pay-per-view, I think last year or something, Memphis, they're in Memphis. I think it was Fastlane last year, they're in Memphis, and I just remember watching chunks of it, and that crowd was fucking dead for pretty much the entire show. It's like,
exactly.
It's just like, I wouldn't like to be part of a crowd like that, who just basically just sitting there, fucking with their hands under their shit, like just arms folded, just like couldn't care less. Like I said,
You were part of a good crowd.
Yeah, but I was like, but like in that SmackDown, I went to the people in front of me.
It was pretty dead.
We're pretty much like that. Most of the people in that the road in front of me were pretty much like that. They're just like not making no noise whatsoever, just sitting there like they wanted to be anywhere else but there, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're not going to go into another 3-hour diatribe now of wrestling now, because if you want to listen to that. Video games
this time.
we didn't get to around it except for like near the end, pretty much.
Video games and movies and stuff.
Yeah, just the standard, back to your normal procedure of a United Gamedom podcast: games, movies, and whatever tangents that we go along the way. Because pretty sure we're going to have some tangents here and there. I'm probably going to start things off differently first. We're not going to start with games. We're going to start with films. And a certain film came out a couple of weeks ago now. Actually, just over a week ago, sorry. It's not a couple of weeks. Over a week ago now. That's pretty much blowing up the box office. A lot of people have gone and seen it, including yours truly and yourself. And it's been getting great reviews. A lot of people seem to love it. A lot of people seem to think it's the best in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
That is, of course, Avengers Infinity War. We actually saw it, but we both saw it last Saturday, didn't we?
So last Saturday around noon. And you saw it, I think, Saturday night your time over there, or something like that.
Yeah, I saw it in 7 of, it's a 20 to 8 showing, but like it's not more like, it's more like 8 o'clock or so after like the ads and stuff like that,
trailers and all that.
It's pretty much more like 8 o'clock the film started.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Saturday night, which, like, if you know me, I never really tend to go to night showings of films. I tend to just go during the early afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I just never been like but I went this one here though because I wanted to go see it.
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting to. I was actually going to go to on my birthday this last Sunday there, but I actually want to go see it pretty badly after hearing like everyone going crazy about it, and I just say, okay, we'll see what it's about, what this ending's all about, and stuff like that. And yeah, I went to see it on the Saturday night,
Mm.
and it was a good crowd.
Yep.
How it was a big, was it a lot of people when you went?
It was full. It was completely full. I bought the tickets like about 2 weeks and a half before the showing to make sure that we had good seats. And even then, we didn't get the best seats. Like we were on the side, still good seats, but not great. There's still all the great seats were already taken at noon,
So what would be
so which is
so
completely
you,
insane.
what would you say? What does like in terms of like best seating for you? What would be like pretty much center, like center of the aisle?
Yeah, center cut, maybe uh,
Yeah.
second or third row from the top, I would say.
Okay.
That's pretty
Yeah.
much where I like to sit.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I tend to be. Usually, I just usually be right like the middle to the top, and like in the center. So I do because that's pretty much like the best sort of view in my honest opinion. Even though it's like a massive screen, you're going to get like a good view nonetheless.
Yeah,
Anyway,
pretty
it's not
much
like
anywhere,
if you're
but
watching it.
yeah.
Yeah. Now you've seen we've both seen all of the MCU films at this point, haven't we?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't missed one so far.
Yeah. Now, like I didn't go. I wasn't one of those people who started watching all of them from when they started coming into the cinema. Now, a lot of people have now. Like I started watching it. Like I think it was on. Just watched the first one on DVD or like it was on Sky Movies or something
Hmm.
here. Iron Man, and then I forget. I think it might have been from. I think it might have been from 2012. I think from the Avengers. I think onwards was when I started watching them at the cinema.
Okay, so
And seen,
Iron Man 1 and 2 you saw at home.
I saw outside of I watched them on DVD or
Then it was
whatnot,
Captain
and
America,
the Incredible Hulk.
Incredible
Yeah,
Hulk, yeah.
seen Thor, watched Thor, and yeah, Captain America: The First Avenger. Seen them. I watched them on like DVD or on computer or whatnot, and yeah, ever since the Avengers, I
Hmm.
pretty much I think I've seen every single one in the cinema. And for the last lock of ones as well, I went to see with my father.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, though, we were both going to see it last Saturday evening, but he said he was a bit under the weather and decided not to go. And I've actually wanted to go last Thursday again to see it, but he said he was to have the flu. Sometime I don't know if he was in the bed of flu or just basically taking the piss because he's just like he's like that sometimes. Um, but hopefully he's better Tuesday because I do want to go see it again. So I do,
Hmm.
because I basically said now I absolutely fucking love this film. Though it was just a roller coaster ride, just never stop pumping that, like a lot of action, like a lot of great dialogue, a lot of funny bits as well, and
Yeah.
um, sure, like there's like a whole lot of people in this film because it's basically all in combination. Like you see Guardians of the Galaxy, you see Avengers, you see Thanos and all that there, and
Guardians
um,
and yeah.
yeah, it's like some characters get more screen time than others, of course, because that's going to be the case because you can't have equal screening of all the characters, or else movie would be twice as long as it
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Um, it's the longest MCU film now. It's pretty much like 2.5
Yep.
hours. So I'm curious to see what next year's is going to be, if it's going to be as long or a bit shorter.
I'm thinking it's going to be longer.
Because this is pretty much one half of a story,
Yep.
and the second half will be next year, wherever that Avengers film will be titled.
Hmm.
Um, but what did you think now when you got out of the cinema and just what was what were your thoughts?
I thought it was, I mean, as you said, there's so many people in the movie, like there's so many heroes, and there's some that are missing that are not in the movie, which, there's no Ant-Man, no Hawkeye. You barely see the Hulk. You see Bruce Banner, but you don't barely see the Hulk. Um, I think it's might be, I know it's an Infinity War and all that, everybody's in it, but I think it might be too much, like too many of them. So much so that some of them just barely make any splash or anything, like um, what's her name? Black Widow, you barely see her. You barely see uh, other characters that are less meaningful to the thing. Like barely see Black Panther, which is surprising. I know this was shot before the Black Panther movie, but it's kind of weird that you barely see him compared to other heroes in the movie. Which
Hmm.
I think it's okay, it's they do it like that and it's fine, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's all for that. It's all over the place, but the action, the story's very well told. Um, it's I think it's the first Avengers movie, the first Marvel movie that actually ends badly. Of course it ends very badly, and you expect to have a second episode, of course, a second part to the movie. And if you've read the comic books, you know what happens. Like everybody, I won't say anything if you haven't ever read the comic books, but it doesn't stay that way, of course, because some of them die for real, but most of them come back. So,
Yeah, like there is going to be deaths in this film,
mhm.
and it kind of reminds me of Harry Potter and Deathly
Yeah.
Hallows,
hmm
in that a lot of characters that you've come to know and love from the books, if you watch or watch the films or read the books beforehand, and then you read, and pretty much like that whole two-parter is like just like death after death.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's just certain characters you've known for like since the start of it, the day, and it's pretty much the same way here. Like
Yeah.
there's characters that been that you've come to know and love from like the first phase that actually die.
hmm
There's some die in certain ways, other ones die in other ways, and like you said, I'm not going to spoil anything here now. Like we could spoil it though, but I'm not. It's the film's still too new
hmm
for like if we wanted to do some sort of spoiler cast we could, but I don't think we'd talk about too long. Like we could just talk about certain things, but we could just
I mean, if you're
and
going
talk
into this movie thinking that the Avengers win, that's not what happens. I think everybody pretty much knows that it doesn't end well for them.
but I didn't I like when I was coming in I had an inkling to see what actually, like I haven't read the whole Infinity
hmm
War story, the Infinity storylines now from the comics now, so I wouldn't know, but I speculated that it was going to end a certain
hmm
way. I didn't expect him to go sort of the whole hog, you can say.
Yeah.
So okay, that's what happens. That's very interesting
hmm
indeed. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen in the next fate. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out in a couple of months, and it's a prequel, and it sets up the events of war. Is oh god, what's the character's name?
Of
Ant-Man. What's the character's name? It's David something, isn't it?
the guy,
I
the
can't.
the the um,
Yeah,
the
the
human.
character name of Ant-Man. I forget his
I can't
name.
remember. I know it's not
Yeah,
Hank Pym. Hank Pym is
that's
the other
yes, he's
guy.
the original one. Yeah, I forget his name unfortunately, but that's a prequel, and it sets up to see because they basically say in the film at some point where Hawkeye and Ant-Man are,
hmm
like they're busy doing some sort of thing, reconnaissance mission or whatever they say it now. They basically say like it's just a throwaway thing. Oh, they're not here. They're away doing something else. And I'm sure like an Ant-Man than the Wasp, they'll probably basically show explain what does
There's
happen,
gonna yeah,
like
there's gonna be probably
yeah,
a end
where
credit
is
scene
he?
where you see
Yeah,
something that relates to Infinity War. So
yeah, and there is of course a post-credit sequence in this. There's no mid-credit sequence
no.
now. There's just a post-credit sequence, so you have to let's stay there for 10-15 minutes because of course it's a very heavy CGI visual effects film, so you're going to have to
Yeah,
watch all the
all
visual
of the
effect artists. Yeah, it's
CGI
pretty much
people.
yeah, it's pretty much sitting through a Ubisoft
Yeah,
credits
exactly.
screen, and if you're finishing a Ubisoft game, it's pretty much like that. And then there's of course like the post credit sequence that sets up a certain film that's coming after Ant-Man and the
Hmm.
Wasp. If you've seen that now, it's very interesting.
Yeah, we're not gonna say the
Um,
name, but yeah, it sets up that movie. That's supposed to
yeah,
be the beginning of next year. So
yeah. Well, people who know they speculate, but yeah, it does sort of set up what happens there now. But
and that movie
like
happens in the 90s, so it doesn't touch
yeah,
upon anything here. So
but I believe that she is going to be in the next Avengers film as
yeah,
well.
of course she's gonna be there.
Yeah, she, yeah, I believe yeah, but that is set in the 90s as well.
Hmm.
Um, so and then has that whole like has her Captain Marvel and has it's supposed to be the Kree and the Skrull.
Yep.
The Kree, that was the Ronan the Accuser. He was a Kree, wasn't
Yep.
he? In Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm just yeah. So we've already seen them. So we basically see more of them, and that they're in Captain Marvel next year, which I'm looking forward to. Like to be honest, I don't think like I think all of the MCU films for the last several years have been like definitely rewatchable. They've been very good. Like
Yeah.
the last one that I could state that I just wasn't really into. Like I just thought nah, I didn't particularly really enjoy this was probably Iron Man 3.
Okay. So you like
Like
Ant-Man?
I like Ant-Man. I don't like it as much as other people do. I know Derek loves it.
Hmm.
Um, I've only ever seen it once now. I think it's on Netflix here. I need to watch it again
Hmm.
to see if it's like any better or worse than what I remember it though. But like I said, I haven't watched
Like
it since
I
I saw
didn't
it in the cinema now.
love Ant-Man, and I didn't love Doctor Strange that much.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, but I really like Doctor Strange. I just like I said, I watched it during this in the plane ride home, and it's like yeah, I did like that, and I just wish if it was some sort of like video game,
Hmm.
like I think it would just make an awesome video game done by
I
Platinum
mean,
or
it's not a
one of
horrible
those
movie
studios.
by any stretch, but it's not that great of a movie. It's the only MCU movie I didn't go see in the theater. So
Okay,
just to tell you, every other movie I've seen in a theater, this one I had no interest in going. So it's kind of. I even saw Ant-Man in the theater. Did not see Doctor Strange. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure if we're gonna go see. I think my nephew is not interested in seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp, so we probably won't go see that one.
makes us skip.
We'll probably skip it. Like I'm
Okay,
not really interested in it, to be honest with you. I'm not really interested in seeing that movie in the theater. Like I'm more interested in seeing Solo than seeing that. So
yeah, Solo's out in a few weeks, and I think Deadpool
Deadpool, yeah,
is
I'm
out
more interested in
as
seeing
well.
Deadpool than seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp, to be honest.
Yeah, when I looked, I didn't even realize that was coming out so soon. I thought it was like later in the year now. Deadpool 2, and then like look, I think it was like a poster or something, or just seen online. Just like coming out May 19th or whatever it is. I was like, geez, I didn't know that was coming out so
Did
soon.
you get the Deadpool 2 Avengers trailer when you went to see Avengers? When
No.
he says to Cable, he says, "Okay, calm down, Thanos." I found that one to be really funny because
No.
Josh Brolin plays Thanos and he plays
Yeah,
Cable.
plays cable. Yeah. Yeah. No. We didn't get that now one now.
Okay,
I forget what trailer we got now. Um.
we got Deadpool
Oh,
2. We got what did we get? Solo,
yeah, we didn't get Solo either now.
but the first Solo trailer, which was weird because there's like three or four others that came out since that time. So
Yeah, it's a strange thing though. Like you see a film and then oh yeah, Man on the Walls. That was the
oh yeah,
trailer.
we
That
saw
was like
that
the
one
first
also.
trailer
Yeah.
of it. That was the trailer that came out before. I think that was the only trailer really.
Really? You only had one trailer? Wow.
Yeah, it just happens something. Yeah, we usually just get like one or two trailers maybe.
Okay.
Like you get a bunch of ads, and then you get like a trailer or two, and then the film itself.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think that's the only one we got though, and it was like the first trailer as well.
Okay.
But like, I think because when they were doing the whole thing, like the second trailer didn't show up till like after Avengers: Infinity War came out.
Okay.
Came out there like last week, I believe. The second trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Hmm.
I'll go and see in the cinema because I like going to see them in the cinema anyway. Like I'm not like really looking forward to it now as much as I was like this here or any of some of the other MCU films.
Hmm.
But I'll go see it anyway. I'll probably enjoy it, but it's not one of those ones that I'm like think it's going to be like really good. Now it's not going to top Infinity War now.
No, of
My
course,
honest
I don't
opinion.
think I don't think it's going to make a lot of money. Personally, I don't think it's
Uh,
going to be a big hit. I just don't
uh,
see Paul Rudd as a superhero. I'm sorry. I really don't. I really don't. So, we'll see. Maybe it'll have big success and get people pumped for the next Marvel movie next year and Infinity War 2.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
it's
Can
weird because in the comic, I know you didn't read the comic books, but in the comic books, like Infinity War, and Infinity Gauntlet, um, the two heroes that come to get Thanos are the Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock, which is weird.
Yeah, I know Adam Warlock, who's going to be probably the main person. He's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 now
Yeah,
because have you seen the like? I didn't know who that was when it showed that screen. It's like I had
yeah,
no
me
idea
either.
who that was, and I had to
And
look
then
it
then
up.
I
It's like
looked it
okay,
up and okay, well, cool.
okay, that's who that is. Then yeah, like I didn't like say I like watching these films. I don't read the comics though, but if I was into the comics and read them and all that, I would get I'd probably love these like films and love these references and stuff
There's
more.
like 50
But I do
videos
love
you can watch online anyway on YouTube that
yeah.
relate everything together. So
Yeah, that's just basically yeah. If you want to learn more about these characters and stuff like that. Speaking of the characters, I know Derek said this here now. He felt that it started like a quarter of the way through the story, and I actually kind of agree with him though because it like at the start of it, like
hmm.
Thanos is there and like a thing, and he already has a certain Infinity Stone, and it doesn't show you how he got that stone, and I kind of would like to see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we know,
Hmm.
we know where that Infinity Stone was, but we just basically never. It was just off screen where he how he got it now,
Hmm.
and also they don't properly introduce the Black Order either. Like they don't actually say the names of each of the characters. Like if you just come in here without knowing, without reading the comics or something, or looking online and see who these guys are, you wouldn't even know who they are until you see the credits and say, okay, that's that character. Because I don't think they ever say the names of them
I
in the
don't. Yeah,
film
I think they
whatsoever.
do say their names, but it's very brief, like very briefly. I think you barely hear them saying the names. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree with that. Like the Black Order was not introduced, or Thanos's children, as they call them,
yeah, Children of
the
Thanos,
children
yeah,
of
the Black
Thanos. Yeah,
Order. That's like Ebony Maw, who's like the Voldemort looking
yeah.
guy, who was probably my favorite. I think he looked
Hmm.
awesome. Proxima Midnight, or as I like to call her, Senua,
Yeah,
because she fucking looked like Senua, so she did from
yeah,
Hellblade.
exactly.
Um, Cull Obsidian, who's the big like hulky
Hmm.
dude, and Corvus Glade, who's like the elf hunter rogue, whatever.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, yeah.
I think he does call
So
them
yeah,
at one point. He does call them Voldemort. I think at one point he's like, "What do you want, Voldemort?" or something like that. Or is it Squidward? Yeah, he calls one of them Squidward.
no, it's Squid. No, it's no. Tony Stark calls him Squidward.
Yeah,
But yeah, like he looks like Voldemort pretty much.
yeah. He really
Um,
looks exactly like him. It's funny.
yeah, 'cause that's what when I seen the trailer of it there, and like I think it was the second trailer, and I think someone on Twitter I think said it looked like Volo, and was like, yeah, actually, right? Did you say that? He kind of does.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, it's still a great movie. Of course, it's going to be probably their biggest. They're saying it's behind Black Panther right now in
Yeah, but
box office.
is it open in China yet or anything
Yeah,
like that now? Like I'm sure it's gonna be gonna go up. Like I think it has the biggest opening weekend record ever
yeah,
now. Or
it's the biggest record in the
yeah,
United States, so
yeah.
that's
So
great.
yeah, I'm like, to be honest though, I just want something to take off Avatar as the biggest box office film
Yeah,
ever.
I agree.
Like I liked Avatar. Like I actually enjoyed it though. I'm not I don't like fucking love it, like adore it now. But I did like it though. I know people hate that film and just probably want anything to break it from the top spot. But I just like it. I just like to have something, even if it's like it's these kind of films are going to make the big bucks
Yeah,
anyway. It's not like a critical darling independent film now.
yeah.
It's like they're not going to make
And then Avatar 2 is going to
films.
come out, and then that's going to become the.
I don't think it will be. I don't think it's going to
No,
make anywhere near as much as Avatar.
you don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I think it's getting to the point like people don't really care about a sequel now. It's like getting like it's been what 9 years coming this year, and it's like fucking very little any
Hmm.
progress on it
Yeah.
though. It's like is it ever going to come out now? When's it supposed to come out? 2019, 2020, 20 in the 2020s sometime or
Yeah,
something?
I don't know. Good question. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. There'll be one movie one time that'll come out and beat it, but for now, it's the probably gonna be the biggest movie of all time, and that'll be that'll be fun. Be fun to see that movie. It was billed as like a huge movie, so it's great to see it doing so well. It's a good movie. Of course, it's
Yeah, it's a combination of 10 years though. Like it's been 10 years
yeah,
though
exactly.
since it all started though, and like I'm sure back when they started this whole plan, it's never going to be. They never thought it was going to be as big as it
Yeah, when they
is.
did Iron Man 1, they pretty much
Yeah,
didn't think it was going to be this big. So,
yeah. Like several of them have like hit over billion dollars in the box
hmm.
office. Like Avengers, Black Panther, and films like that. Like they've just done really
Yeah,
well. Like it's a big money thing, and like people love it though. People love like that. Like the comparison to DC though, and how they've haven't hit that mark yet, except for like Wonder Woman, which I have yet to see, but I heard it's very
yeah.
good. It's probably the best DC film since like the Batman, like the Dark Knights, Christopher Nolan stuff.
Hmm. Yeah,
So it's just like people. It's like how can probably people are saying how can Marvel get it so right and yet DC can get it so wrong?
yep, exactly. It's like DC is pretty much striking out. They did their own team up
Yeah,
with Justice League.
yeah, Justice League, and according to like from what I can see, it's not. That's not
I've
good
yet to
either.
see it, but yeah, I it didn't do even close to, even the first Avengers did, so I don't think DC has the stuff to compete with Marvel, cinema wise at least, for sure. It doesn't have the
No,
it doesn't have anything to compete with them right now. So
no, and it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. It's going to stay that way because, like I said, it's not just like Avengers thing and that's the end of it. Now there is like certain post
hmm.
Avengers films now coming. Like there's just another Spider-Man film. There's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then whatever's going to be after that, we'll have to wait and
Yeah.
see. Like, isn't or like I think Disney. I don't know if they have it now or not, or they're in the plans of like. But isn't Disney trying to get the rights to like Fox, like have like the all them like the
I think
X Men
they
and
do
stuff
have
like
the
that?
rights to to them. So, you know,
Yeah, like are they gonna after that? Is it gonna they're gonna have the
another
whole
X-Men reboot, another Fantastic Four
X
reboot.
Men X Men reboot and like yeah Fantastic Four? Because holy crap, we don't need another one of them to stink up the
Yeah,
joint. Like but then again under like the actual current Marvel Studios, it could probably be done
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Because I'm sure like Fox haven't done a great job
Hmm.
with it.
They did a good job with Wolverine,
So
though. You know, like Logan was excellent. So,
yeah, Logan's like the best film, one of the best of that side of
yeah,
things outside of the Marvel Studios like that, and like the first few Spider-Man
yeah.
films, and like some of the
First two of them.
some of the X-Men films as well. I like. I know people hate pretty much everything that's not Marvel Studios. Like pretty much hate all the X-Men and pretty much hate all the Spider-Mans and stuff like that. But I like some of those films.
The first two X-Men were great. The First Class stuff was great. Well, the first one or two, I guess.
I like X Men 1 and 2. I like 3, despite everyone else hating it. Wolverine, not so much.
No.
The Origins Wolverine, First Class and Days of Future Past. I like.
Yeah.
The Wolverine. I like, and I liked Apocalypse as well.
Okay. You liked Apocalypse?
And Logan, yeah,
Apocalypse?
yeah, it was pretty good. And but Logan, yeah, Logan was because it's just so different to the rest of them,
Yeah.
because there's just sort of a central story to about him though, and like
Isn't there
his.
like
Yeah, it was very good.
teen something coming out with um the girl from Game of Thrones there?
Yeah, it's X Men Dark
Dark
Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the next one coming out, which I believe is coming out next year. I think it was supposed to come out this year, but it's been put back next till next
Hmm.
year, or it's out later this year. I actually forget now. I think it's
I
out
wonder
next year
what
now.
that's gonna look like now that Marvel has a hand in doing him.
There was a trailer for it though. I don't know. Did you see the trailer
No, I
for
didn't
it?
see it.
Yeah, I watched it. I was like, that's all right. Doesn't really give a whole lot
There's
away.
also that horror one, like the horror mutant one with Maisie Williams in it. It's also like
Really?
mutants. It's not X-Men, but it's like mutants something. It's like a Marvel one.
Okay. There's just so much Marvel stuff. There's the on stuff in Netflix. There's some stuff on TV, and there's the
Yep.
films.
So yeah, I mean, great movie. I'm gonna go see it again sometime. Like I'm gonna be busy the next couple of weekends, but I'm gonna try to go see it as soon as I can. So once again, because it's really, really good. You've seen only once?
Yeah, but I want to go see it again
Hmm.
though, because like after I've seen it there in the cinema and it's coming out, it's like, oh man, it's so fucking good, and I want to see it again. And I never do that with
Hmm.
films. It's like, and it'll be the first MCU film I've done that
Yeah.
with, where I've gone to see it again in the cinema.
Yep. It's great.
Um,
It's pretty great.
yeah, like at the moment, like my mind can change though, but at the moment, it's probably my favorite MCU film. But still, it's very close
It's
between it
past
and the
Winter
Winter
Soldier.
Soldier.
Okay.
Yeah, but like but like if you ask me tomorrow now, I'll probably say Winter Soldier still my favorite MCU film.
Hmm.
Like I love that though, and like there's people that uh like there's people like I don't watch it though, but I looked at the kind of funny they did like the MCU film by film reviews, so they did over the last few months, and they like ranked them up now, and they have Avengers, Infinity War at the top now, and like Winter Soldier I think is number 5, and I have Civil War above it, which okay I can understand that though, but I like Civil War I think's great,
Hmm.
but I prefer the Winter Soldier. I just like that whole story more than Civil War, but it's still good. And I think they had Spider-Man Homecoming and Thor Ragnarok as well above it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I don't agree with them now. I think they're great films, but I prefer the Winter Soldier to those ones.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'd call it my favorite one. I'm
What are your top three
I,
MCU
I guess I would
films?
say if we take this one into account, my favorite one would probably still be Guardians 1.
Okay.
I think that movie came out of nowhere and surprised me like I didn't think it would. Like I love the characters, I love the humor, I love the everything about those guys, and they really make Infinity War great. The quips and one-liners. And
Oh yeah, like it's just basically if they're the lighthearted relief, so they
the
are
just
the ones all like
just the Drax thing. I'm standing here invisible and you can't see me, and
yeah. How long have you been standing there?
yeah.
An hour. Yeah, yeah got some laughs in the cinema, so it did
He's
from
eating
those
peanuts
guys.
and is like, nobody sees me, nobody hears me.
Yeah, and like and the Thor thing as well with him and Star Lord.
Yeah, yeah. I think that the cast of characters for the second one was great. Also, like that probably would be my third favorite, or maybe my fourth favorite. I don't know. It's somewhere in there. I guess Iron Man 1 would be, it's the original one. It was what everything revolves around it. So it would be also I don't it's pretty hard for me to do a top 3 because there's so
Yeah,
many good ones.
yeah, like at the moment, it'll probably like in no order. It'll probably be Winter
Mhm.
Soldier. I'll say Infinity War, and maybe like Avengers. Like I could between Avengers, Black Panther, and Iron Man would probably be like those would probably be my top five. That's sort not that particular order now, but those would probably be my top five. Like those would be my
Yeah.
five in the top,
I don't think I
and at the
can
bottom would
do a
probably
top
yeah,
5 Marvel.
yeah.
I think
But you have a favorite overall. You
yeah.
have Guardians, which like is definitely up there as well. That's in the upper
Yeah.
echelon because I really liked them, and I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 as well when I went to see it.
And I have no problem
So yeah,
telling you my least favorites, which are Thor: The Dark World. I know you like that one, but
yeah, and Derek as well likes
yeah,
it.
I do not like that movie one bit. And I guess I would say Ant-Man pretty much in there also. So those are my
Bond would probably be me would be Iron Man 2 and 3, and
yeah.
probably Thor.
hmm The original Thor?
Yeah, actually, no, we'll see.
Okay.
Well, Iron Man 3 would be at the bottom for me now. Actually, um, I have to go see. I have to actually see it again. The Incredible Hulk. I actually keep forgetting, and it's actually part of the MCU film, universe. Despite the fact it was like just the one film, but I can't recall. But yeah, I actually think that might be at the bottom as well because I remember seeing it and didn't really think too much of it to be
hmm
honest. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But I mean, it's hard. It's hard to do top 5. It's like Pixar. It's hard to do top 5 Pixar movies because most of them are great. So it's kind of hard to balance and say, okay, this one's my favorite. But like, I have a favorite. It's Wall-E. Like, Wall-E's my favorite.
yeah, yeah. Crabbles is mine, and I really hope that sequel's good.
Yeah, I'm scared a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like I saw the trailer and then I saw the second trailer and it's like I'm cautiously
Yeah,
optimistic.
it's like nothing
Um,
really blew me away from those two trailers. And I'm like, yeah, the first one was great, but I'm not sure about this one, how it's gonna go and everything. So
it's because it's been so long as well. Like the first film came out in 2004,
yeah,
and it's like 14 years later the sequels come out though. Whereas I don't know about you now. Like I think when it comes to film sequels, so I think they have to come out within 5 years of a
5 years
film.
is pretty much the limit, I think.
Yeah. Although the sequel to Toy Story 2 did not come out until 11 years
hmm
later, but it had a sequel already. But I think the limit, if any film, it's not just Pixar films, but any film, I think is okay. Films out now, sequel, get it released within 5 years,
Hmm.
and that's okay. Anything longer than that, I think, is just taking the
Yeah.
piss. Like, see all these films like Dumb and Dumber 2 and My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 and Zoolander and Anchorman and films like that come out like 10 or more years, like more than 5 years after, some case 20, like 10 to 20 years after the originals. It's like that's and they basically are nowhere near as good as the originals because a lot of people forget
Yeah.
them as well. It's like, just why can't you just release these a bit closer to them?
Hmm.
Like, of course, some filmmakers go on to make other films though
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but have them out within a certain period of time because it's just stupid having them released so later after the original.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's like
Star
games,
Wars
like,
was 83 to 99, so
yeah, I was 15, for 16
yeah.
years.
So
But like I was like, but that was but that wasn't a sequel though. That was a prequel, and like it's like, but they had like sequels of the trilogy before that, like
yeah.
77, 80, and
Hmm.
83, like that there, and then okay, that was that story, and like people never thought there was going to be prequels to them
Yeah.
anyway. They thought, oh, that's just going to be it. It's just going to be these three films, and
That's
then
it.
the whole
It's over.
expanded universe with the books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They didn't think there was going to be another set of films coming out until like the prequel trilogy and then like the new trilogy now
Yeah.
with Force Awakens and The Last
And now
Jedi.
there's movies every year.
Yeah,
So
Solo's like soon.
episode 9 next year.
Episode 9 next year, and Lord knows what's coming out after that.
Yeah, Ben. Rumors it'll be a Ben Kenobi story. What happened between episode 3 and 4
3 and 4.
with Ewan
Okay,
McGregor. So
'cause that's pretty much the only place I can put it now.
pretty much.
Because all I've seen is like when he's sort of being a Padawan at episode 1 and then going through it as well. So it has to be set between episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah. There's stuff that happens, of course, between 3 and 4. There's all sorts of things. They can take any character, like they can take Boba Fett, or they can take other characters and just go, do a movie about them. Now they're using, popular characters or events that people kind of want to see what happened. Like a Rogue One, what happened between episodes 3 and 4, and
Yeah, the whole
Solo,
taking
story of Solo and what happened for him. So, I think it's cool. It's important. Like, people are shitting all over Solo, saying, oh, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. I'm actually anxious to see that, to see where it goes. So we'll see.
I've seen there have been books now, like in the expanded universe now. There have
Yeah, there
been
have been
books
books.
about
Yeah,
about Han Solo, like before the events of the Star Wars trilogy. Now, have there?
yeah. There've been a ton of books. Like, there's one book that's the day after the events of Return of the Jedi, like the day right after the events, like what happens and what the characters are doing and everything. And
Yeah, but there's anything like before that, before
oh
the
yeah,
events of
there's like
Star Wars.
Knights of the Old Republic stuff. There's uh
No, I mean like for Han Solo
for
now
Han Solo, yeah, there are a couple of
specifically.
books which will be, retcon now because they're not gonna count.
Yeah, like that's the act. Is it the expanded universe, or what's it called, the legacy
Yeah, I
universe
think
or
it's
whatever it's called
a
now?
is it the Legacy universe now
Yeah, I think it's what
or
they're
something like
all
that?
those books and comics and stuff like that. Like that's all cautious. That's all
Or video
retcon now.
games, most of them anyway. Like the Old Republic
Yeah,
is
like
not, part of the universe and stuff like that. So
yeah, it sucks because that Knights of the Republic game is fucking awesome. I
yeah,
think that's still my favorite Star Wars game to this
yeah,
day.
it's pretty great. I like the Jedi Outcast and stuff like that. I like those.
Oh, the Jedi
Yeah,
Knight.
Jedi Knight games are pretty awesome.
Well, Dark Forces / Jedi Knight, because it was originally just called Dark
Yeah,
Forces.
exactly. So yeah, they can do some stuff like the old Star Wars stuff like that. Like go back to the Knights of the Old Republic and do a ton of stuff. There's a ton of possibilities. Like, I don't know what they're going to do after episode 9. Is there going to be a 10, 11, 12? Or what they're going to do after that? I have no idea.
Yeah, isn't there like that set of films Rian Johnson's doing, which you assume it's going to be that to show the kid at the end of Last Jedi. It's going to be about
It could be
him.
about him. We have no idea what is going to happen with him. With Ryan Johnson's trilogy, there's, I think, a TV series coming. It's going to be on Netflix or something like that, or Disney or whatever.
Well, live act. Well, because there's a bunch of Star Wars, well, there's Star Wars Rebels and stuff
Yeah,
like
Star
that
Wars
now.
Rebels and the Clone Wars, which apparently were very good. So yeah, there's a bunch of things they can do with Star Wars. I'm not worried about their future, their future success. I think
Duh, it's Disney. They're making a fucking big
yeah,
bucks.
everything's locked down for that. So we'll see in upcoming years what's going to happen. Anything else you saw any other movie?
Uh, I also saw Ready Player
Oh
One.
yeah, that one. Yes,
Um,
yes.
after I think I came back. Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna go and see it after when I was in New Orleans, but I decided not
Hmm.
to. Um, and I think I saw it like the weekend after I came home.
Hmm.
Um, like I was planning to. I never reread the book again. Now I just like
Yeah,
I know
you
I
didn't read the
was, I
book, right?
was I took the book with me now. I planned to read it though, but I just never
Hmm.
did because I was just having a great time, just walking about and doing stuff like that. Though, but I just went and went and say, okay, let's see what things I remember
Hmm.
now from the book that was in the film and face like what was omitted from the books now.
Hmm.
Um, like I know that like the challenges are pretty much
Yeah.
different
Yep.
from the
The
books now.
outcome is
And
very different. Uh,
like what actually happens in the book now in the
well, first of all, I can't remember the names of the characters, but the
isn't it in the end in the book he doesn't log back into the Oasis.
yeah.
He says he's not going to log back in.
Well, he does that at the end, doesn't he? At the end of the movie, like he says, we.
In the book now he says for the first time at the end it says like for the first time in a long time I don't feel like logging back in.
I think for the end
Like
thing, it's pretty much the same. He does end up
yeah,
with the girl, and he doesn't log back in. He does win the
yeah.
competition, but it doesn't. I think he does win the competition. It's been a while since I read the book, but
No, he did win it now. Yeah, and yeah. In the film now he says, yeah, we have the thing except Tuesdays and Thursdays it's closed. The Oasis is closed down to have some time with her, and it shows them kissing each other. Then
mhm,
yeah, I remember that now in the film
yeah.
at the end.
But I don't think he shuts it down in the book. But you know,
No, he doesn't shut it down. But he just says he doesn't log in for a long time. Don't feel like logging into the Oasis. I just
mhm.
remember it now. He says something along
And
those
the
lines
thing is
at the
also
end of the
that
book.
uh the roles are reversed. Like he gets captured by IOI
And not, oh yeah,
and not the
okay.
girl.
Not okay. Okay.
So that's reversed. Um, I don't know if I should spoil it. Probably people have seen it already. I don't think it's in the cinema anymore. So
It's been out a month and also, like, the book's been out, like,
yeah,
6 years at this point, though, so
th-
I think
it's
it's
safe.
good. I think it's pretty much, yeah, safe to go. Like, if it's something like a video one now, it's already out now, then, yeah, but this has been out over a month and also, like, the book's been out
Hmm.
for years.
The two Asian kids get killed in real life.
Yeah, I know that happens now, they do get killed.
So and I think a couple of other people do get killed
Yeah,
in real life, which
yeah,
doesn't
like,
happen
yeah, a
here in the
bunch of
movie.
it, yeah. Yeah, which definitely no, I definitely remember it now.
And yeah, I for someone who's read the book and saw the movie after, I think it took away from my experience. Like it's still a good movie, but I didn't really. There's so many changes. I mean, if you read, take Game of Thrones for example. If you read the books and you watch the show, there are a lot of things in the books that you do not see in the show. Like a ton of stuff that you don't see.
Yeah, and there's different changes from the books to the show as
Yeah,
well. Like the whole Rob Stark's wife is completely different in the books than she is on the
yeah.
show
And she's actually
and stuff like that.
alive in the books. She's
Yeah,
not dead.
in the books, yeah, she doesn't get killed at the end of season 3.
Exactly. So, there's like in Game of Thrones, what's the name of the mom, the mother? The Stark mother?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, yeah. She comes back like a little bit of like a zombie type thing, and she's like the queen of the. I can't remember what she is, and she,
The Stone Queen or something,
yeah,
is
it's
it?
something like that. Like she got brought back by Beric Dondarrion,
Yeah,
and she's like the Stone Queen, and
yeah, I know that whole thing though, and I kind of wish they did
yeah,
that in the
I
show.
thought they would. When Beric Dondarrion gets reintroduced, I think last season or the season before that, I was sure they were gonna do
No,
it.
he was back. He was introduced he was in season 3.
Was he? But he didn't
Like,
he disappear for
yeah,
a while and come back?
yeah, he came back, but he was first introduced in season
Yeah,
3. Now,
but I thought when he was coming back, I thought they would do the whole Caitlyn,
oh, they do the whole thing. Okay, getting Stark
yeah,
thing. Okay.
which really is a bummer because that's a great part of the book, like really really good. And you know, uh,
And the thing as well, like the film, like the shows, like it's taking a break this year now.
yeah,
Unfortunately, so we're not going to see it
any Game
again
of
until
Thrones this year.
2019. Yeah, it's just weird now. Like it actually would have been odd. It started now, so it would be around this time of
Yep.
year. Um, actually, no, last year wasn't it July? I think it started, but
Yeah,
I
I keep
forget
looking
actually.
at
No, I
my
forget.
like a Facebook timeline and I see like I'm watching Game of Thrones, and I'm like, yep, that's not going to be anything this year.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. And the thing is, like the series is like just ahead of the books now because Dance of Dragons that came out like after during the season 1 show came on. Like it came out like a month or so after season 1 was started on HBO and
Yeah.
that there. 7 years now, nothing since
Hmm.
in terms of books, and they had to differ that there. Like I'm sure some things are probably going to be the same in the books than they are in the
Yeah.
show, but I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot of different things as well.
Exactly.
Like it's just basically two different sets of storylines set in the same universe now.
Hmm.
There's the TV adaptation, of course, and there's like the book
Yeah,
adaptation.
and who knows when we're gonna get the next book? So nobody
Yeah, that's
knows.
the thing, and people are speculating like, when the hell is he going to do it? When's the hell is it coming out?
Exactly.
Like I assume like people would expect that it would have been out by now, but
Exactly.
no, still no. 7 years later, and it's still no sign of it ever seeing the light of day.
Yeah. It hasn't
And people
appeared
are
yet.
getting a bit.
Yeah, but
Yeah, people I think are getting a bit pissed off with George R. R.
yeah, I
Martin.
don't know what he's
To
doing.
be honest about it.
Like he's made his money and he's like, okay, well, I could just, sit on my ass and not do it. So I don't know.
Because he has like he's doing a bunch of other things as well, though, and that's probably people's problem. Like it's like can you like I'm sure people are like, okay, we can wait and all of that, but there's people who are more impatient. Like, fuck's sake, would you hurry up and get this book out already? I want to see what happens next. I don't care about the TV show. I care about the actual book, the novel series, and stop fucking doing other things and stuff like
Is
that. Just
isn't he
get
like a
going to.
consultant now? He doesn't really do anything. Like he's a consultant.
Yeah, no, he's probably consulting out there, but I know
Like
he's
it's
done a lot.
DB
He's
DB
doing a lot.
Weiss and the other guy, Benioff.
Yeah,
pretty much doing.
but it's not just that show he's done. Know he's done a lot of few other books and novels or something. And he's in a lot. He's doing a few other things as well outside of the Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not just like that there. Like he's doing his like other stuff as
Mm.
well, and people are like getting impatient now. They're like the last book I think was like 1,000 pages long or something,
Yeah, it was
wasn't it?
very long. I think 900 something.
Yeah, it's like fucking Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
length. So
pretty
it
much.
is.
It was very, very long.
And
So it's been
and these
what,
people
eight,
are like
9 years since that book came out?
seven
7 years?
seven
Yeah.
years. I think it was 7 years this week. It came out May 2011 now, so it
Hmm.
did.
So I mean, yeah, there's
Were the
there's
first.
taking your time and just fucking not doing it at all. He's probably gonna
Yeah,
die
just
before he finishes writing the book. So.
yeah, isn't he like what mid to late 60s or something,
Hmm.
isn't it?
He's not the fittest guy either. So you know.
Yeah, just people are just wanting the thing though. That's the thing. I'm gonna make a prediction now. I think that the series is gonna be finished and the book's still not out.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Like there's only 6 episodes next year. I think the
Yeah,
final episode is like 2 hours or something. They're saying 2.5 hours or something.
it's basically really
Yeah,
feature
feature
length.
length. Yeah. So yeah, the series is going to be over way before that book comes out. So anyway, back to Ready Player One. I think you really liked that movie.
No, I liked it. I enjoyed it though, but I think I said it. I enjoyed it though, but I wouldn't see myself watching again anytime soon.
I think there's too much, like way too much stuff going on. Like it's an overload of stuff. Like there's so many culture references and stuff that you can miss if you blink an eye. Like there's a bunch of stuff that happens all at the same time. It's kind of a weird movie also. Like the pacing's weird.
I and I don't know if you would agree with me now, Dennis. So, but I actually think this would have been better as a TV series.
Yep, I agree. Like a Netflix series, something like that.
Yeah, I actually think it would have been because I actually think I would have been better as especially a Netflix series.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it would have been good.
because yeah, like it isn't a long book per se though, but just the whole reference stuff and stuff like that. I think I don't know what it just seemed rushed.
Yep,
The whole story just seemed a bit rushed.
yep, I agree. Like it's get to the point, get to the ending and finish the movie really quickly. And
Yeah,
I don't know.
like I just think it would have been better as like a 10 episode arc or
Yep.
something.
And I wish
Um,
they followed the book a little bit more, which they kind of forgot. I don't know. Maybe it makes a
yeah,
better
like
cinematic experience, but I don't know.
yeah, like I haven't read the book again though, so but I know certain change but like watching it though, and I do remember certain things like you did, like you said, like the Asian, like the actual there actually is deaths and they actually do get killed and
Yeah.
stuff like that, rather than okay, just there doesn't seem to be any deaths or any consequences or something in the film where there was in the books now and in the book now and stuff like that. So
So for somebody who didn't like the that Stephen King movie, what did you think of that part? The
the
Shining,
Shining,
yeah.
uh, it was pretty good. It was all right though, but I remember, yeah, because that was the second challenge where it was another film in the 80s or something. Now it wasn't
Yep,
like War Games or something along those
exactly.
lines.
Like the
It was
Shining,
something
the
that was
Shining thing is not even in the book.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's completely. I know that's definitely not in the book now. It's completely different to the
Yep.
film from the film, and I think it was War Games or some sort of 80s film kind of. That was like the second
One of them is
challenge.
16 candles. One of the challenges is 16 candles. The other is War Games, and I can't remember the third. Like, what was the third one? But yeah, it's not The
The
Shining.
third one, I think the third one was like a Atari thing anyway, wasn't it? Because it was adventure in the film, but I think it was some sort of other game, Atari game or something, in the film in the book.
He,
But I could be completely
I
wrong
think
now.
it.
Like was I say, it's been so long.
What does he play in this? Defender? Is Is it Defender?
No, it's
Adventure,
Adventure.
yeah,
He's
that's right.
playing
Defenders and
in the film.
Guard Infinity War. Groot plays
Yeah,
Defender.
great plays. Yeah, the handheld electronic version. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's a good movie, but the book is way better. Like way, 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 way better, in my opinion. That's why I was really, really
That's
hot on this movie. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But yeah, it's not what I expected at all.
yeah. I just don't know. I just seen the bit. I just felt like this. I just think it probably would have been better as a series.
Yeah, yeah. So, did you watch anything else? Any other movie? I don't think so.
No, I don't. I think that's pretty much what I've been. What in terms of recent films I've watched now. Um,
We watched that
like I
Andre
watched.
documentary. I think we talked about it anyway. So,
Uh,
did you talk about it?
I don't think we did. I think we may have talked about it briefly. I think at the end, I actually forget exactly what we talked about at the end of the last podcast because it was so
Hmm.
long.
Yeah, we both watched that. That was very, very good. It's a great documentary.
Yeah, I'm sure a few things that are completely false, like you get from most
Yeah.
documentaries. Actually, like I actually did watch a documentary there, a series on Netflix. There, was it Bobby Kennedy for President?
Okay.
I actually watched it there. Just don't know why. Just there's something wrong. I just seen it there. I was like, oh, I'll just watch this here, and I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
It's just like about
Robert
Robert
Kennedy, yeah.
Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's brother, and sort of his thing. Like after like leads sort of starts kind of leads the events of this JFK assassination, and then sort of his campaign, like his going to politics, come to senator of New York, and leading up to events of him running for president and him getting assassinated as
Hmm.
well, during like a campaign
Hmm.
banquet or whatever it was in the Ambassador Hotel, and it has like
Hmm.
some has some talking heads, like people who were there and who knew him and who are like close to him and stuff like that as well, which is like it's weird considering the fact that's like 50 years ago now, and there's some people still alive.
Yeah. Yep.
You think most of the people would be gone, but there is a few people who are there
Yeah.
that are still alive, and they had them on, like some like his like few campaign advisors and stuff like that. I quite enjoyed it though. Like I knew he was assassinated
Hmm.
now, as like with John F. JFK, thanks to Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was pretty much the reason why I knew that there,
Yeah.
because yeah, some one day this natural man got killed, and a few years later, someone shot his little brother,
Yeah. Yeah,
or
that's right. That's in the
something.
movie. I forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah, that's why I knew that there. So yeah,
And I watched last night actually. I watched Batman: The Killing Joke on Netflix. Like the most popular, I think, Batman comic book that's ever been.
yeah, they did the animated feature of it
Yeah,
there a year or two
yeah,
ago.
and it's pretty
Uh,
bad. It's really not good. It's a
did you read the comic?
no, I haven't read the comic, but I know of the comic. I know what happens in the comic book. And
Because it's pretty much, isn't it, in Arkham Knight, pretty much has some of those things in it
yeah,
anyway.
it does. It's a weird comic book, but to see it on screen and what they do here, it's kind of weird. I didn't really like. It's not Batman to me, like what happens in that movie in that feature. So I don't know. It's, you still have Mark Hamill as the Joker, which is always great. But yeah, I mean, it's really it goes off the track. Like Barbara Gordon, which who is the Oracle in the video games, and she was like
And
she was actually
Batgirl.
Batgirl. She's Batgirl at the
Yeah.
beginning of the game of the movie. I'm sorry, and
Yeah, she was Batgirl as well. They have that as her name, Arkham Knight
yeah,
now.
yeah, that's right. So she's Batgirl, and then Joker shoots her, paralyzes
Yeah,
her.
paralyzes her. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much Arkham Knight takes a bunch of things from the
Yeah,
Killing Joke
exactly.
now.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, there are a couple of things having to do with that. But yeah, it's weird, you know, like Batman has sex with her, and you know, it's really it's a weird thing. You have to watch it to really know how weird it is.
How where it is because it's like a mature
Yeah,
one
yeah,
as
it's
well.
rated
It's not
R,
like
so
yeah, it's like
there's
it's rated
swearing
to
and blood
mature.
and you know all sorts of crazy stuff. So
Yeah.
it's a weird thing. It's really weird. Like I wanted to watch Lost in Space, which I kind of do want to watch the series.
I still need to watch. I don't want to watch it, and I want to see that Altered Carbon
Yeah, I only
as
watched
well.
episode 1 of Altered Carbon. It didn't really it didn't really grab me and draw me in as much as I
Okay.
thought. So
I usually give certain like maybe a couple of episodes, like a two or three, and if it hasn't clicked with me, I'll probably just not
yeah,
bother
I'll
then.
continue watching maybe 2 or 3 episodes of Altered Carbon, see if it gets better. Like Tyler really likes it, so you know I'm gonna give it a shot, and like maybe 2 or 3 more. And if it doesn't grab me, I'll jump to Lost in Space, which I used to watch when I was a kid, and they remade now with more special effects and random like recent
Yeah,
technology.
it's a 60s show,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and it was on reruns when I used to watch it.
Yeah, and then there was like that flipping
Horrible movie.
1998 film with Gary Oldman and Matt
Yeah,
LeBlanc,
Danger Will
and
Robinson.
then yeah, and then there's that, and then there's just TV series as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to watching that. I watched the trailer for it, and it looks pretty sweet. So,
Yeah, well, I start watching the first few minutes of it there, like some one day there, a week or two ago, and just didn't bother watching the rest of it. I need to go back, yeah, because I do need to watch it though. There's like a bunch of stuff I want to watch on Netflix. I have to watch. I kind of want to watch all the Marvel stuff, even though I know some of it's not supposed to be
I
great,
would
but I do kind of
suggest
want to watch it.
skip Iron Fist and the Defenders. So,
So just basically watch
Daredevil, Jessica
Daredevil, Luke
Jones,
Cage, and Jessica
and
Jones.
Luke Cage.
Yeah, I heard Iron Fist is pretty
Yeah, it's
bad.
really bad. It's really bad. And he pretty much destroys the Defenders. Like him being there destroys that series. So,
Who, the
yeah, the
actor?
actor, yeah. I don't think there's going to be another Iron Fist series for a while. There's a new Jessica Jones, which I need to watch.
Yeah, it's been out like a month or so now.
Yeah.
I think the second series of it, and one that I'm particularly looking forward to when it comes out. I think it's coming out soon, like next month or two. Is
Oh yeah,
Glow.
that's going to be great. That's a great series. It's so good.
That's the only Netflix series, original series I've watched all of thus
Yeah.
far. Outside of like documentary stuff now, but in terms of actual original series, that's the only thing I've watched
hmm
all of.
Like the trailer's
Like I
fantastic,
haven't
and
watched.
everything. That first series is great. I watched the Women of Glow after that, which
I watched it beforehand, so I had a so that's why I watched it and then watched the
one of
series.
the Women of Glow is now in the WWE Hall of Fame now. So that's cool.
Yeah,
And one of them passed away like very recently, like the woman that was in the hospital bed.
yeah, Mage
Yeah, Mount
Fiji.
Fiji. Yeah, she passed away really recently. So probably going to be a tribute to her in season 2. So that should be interesting. Well, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on Netflix I need to watch also. So I really don't like. I'm usually gaming, or I'm usually watching videos on YouTube or something.
Yeah, that's pretty much me as well, though.
So I
Like I need.
really need to watch it. So yeah, not really anything else for me. So if you want to move on to the video games, we can.
Yes, it's kind of weird that our in there start talking about video games. I kind of just want to switch things up, but I'll just talk about films first. And actually, didn't realize we are going to go on so long about that now. But heck, good discussions all around. Um, I think there's really one game we have to talk about now at the moment
hmm
that's come out pretty much took the gaming world by storm. Everyone seems to love it. Um, Someone like you who has not played any of the series bar the first one seems to fucking love it and
Yeah.
adore it and says it's a masterpiece. Um, like, go on ahead and talk about God of War. I have to do something, so I'll be right back.
All right. So, yeah, the like Darren said, the only God of War game that I actually played was the original, which I think I finished. I don't remember, it's been a while, but I think I finished the original God of War, which it was all right, but it, you know, kind of didn't really grab my whole attention, and I didn't really play the second. I did play the second or the third one, or the other one. I think it's Retribution. I can't remember what the other one is. Um, I saw some trailer at E3 for the rebooted God of War, I guess you could say, and I reimagined God of War, I guess. And then I say, yeah, that's interesting what they're gonna do with it. And I waited for reviews, I waited for videos. I saw some videos of gameplay, and I was like, yep, this is interesting. This looks like a really good game. And then I saw the reviews, which were off the charts, pretty much by every outlet, every video game outlet, everywhere. Kind of pretty much gave it a big big review, big thumbs up, big. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get this game and try it, and got it, and pretty much adore the game from, I mean, beginning to end. It's really rare that I play a game, only one game, consistently for like a week and a half. It's been what, 2 weeks now since it's been out, and I finished it, I think Thursday night. So yeah, it's been. I never do that. I never usually only play one game for an extended period of time, and can't wait to get back home and play it, and can't wait to log into the PlayStation and play it and continue on. And I mean, it's, as I said, it's really, to me, it's a masterpiece, and I don't really see anything topping that game this year for me. Maybe Red Dead 2, maybe, but I don't see anything coming close to topping that game for me this year. It's really really good. It's that good. So, and me saying that about a God of War game, it's kind of surprising. So it's kind of funny that that's my opinion. But yeah, I didn't 100% complete the game like Darren did. Like he got everything. Got the like I want to go back and do a couple of things from the game, but uh, for now I decided to take a break because you've done everything and you kind of want to take a break from the game and step away a little bit and do something else, and then I'll probably go back in and do the Valkyries and the challenges and all that. But for the moment, I'm taking a little break, but really really enjoyed that game, and to say that a God of War game made me tear up towards the end of the game that's saying something when you know the history of those games. Like you never expect to tear up at the end of a God of War game, but yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me when I played it. So
What part specifically did make you tear up?
I don't know, the whole the ending when they finally reach that mountain, and they,
Okay, when I finally reach
yeah,
Jotunheim.
and they throw the remains of his mother, and Kratos finally calls him son. I was like, oh man.
Yes, that was a nice touch because it's pretty much a whole like joke thing now that the amount of times that he says boy to
Yeah.
Atreus, it's just ridiculous.
Boy.
So like,
Do this.
yeah, boy, boy. Like I'm sure people have done supercuts now.
Oh yeah,
of,
there's a
every
bunch
time
of
he
them.
says boy. Yeah, it's like probably boy.
Yeah. What are you doing, boy?
God
Where
of
you
War
going, boy?
Yeah. But he does. There's a few times he does say Atreus, like when you're walking
Yeah.
somewhere, he goes Atreus to me.
Yeah.
It's not just like boy all the time, but he does like say Atreus a few times
Yeah.
now to him.
You
But it's
step
mostly
next to a
just
stone
boy.
that he has to read it. Boy. He's like, yeah, I'm coming. And I found it funny when he's like, when Atreus goes into full teen mode, when he's like,
Full teen
yeah,
dickhead
full
mode.
teen dickhead mode. It's like, boy, do this, boy, do that, boy, come here. It's like,
Yeah. You never want to talk to me. All you want me to do is boy, come here, boy, read this and stuff like. Yeah, I was like, yeah. I kinda hated him
oh
at
yeah,
that
I
point.
really hated his ass when he started doing that and starts yelling at Sindri and Brock. I was like, come on, dude, what the hell?
Yeah, we're probably going to talk a bit about
Yeah,
spoilers here now, though. Just to let you know now, like he does find out during the game that he's a
yeah,
god. So he does, and that's pretty much why he kind of acts like a bit of a dickhead, though, because he's like, "Oh, I'm a god, that I could do anything I
yeah.
want and be all high and mighty about it and stuff like that." That's kind of when he sort of acts like a
Hmm.
dickhead.
Yeah, he starts acting like a complete dick, and starts going in. Like at one point, he goes in against a giant by himself. So like he goes to yell, like he goes yelling and screaming in like a crazy man. He's like, Atreus, come here! And it's like this huge fucking giant right there, and he yells after him and all that. So yeah, this he wasn't full on asshole mode there, and then he comes back and realizes what he's done, and at one point I think it's because Kratos almost dies. I think right at one point.
No, it's what after he kills Modi,
Oh yeah.
when he stabs him in the throat and then pushes him like off or something, and then when they go to
Mm.
Helheim, the second when he goes to Helheim and it basically watch the Hell versions of him and Kratos when it shows him when he shows him stabbing Modi again, he sort of says, I didn't realize that was me now.
Yeah,
Like the way he was acting that there, that's kind of when he sort of calmed down
acting like
again.
an asshole.
Yeah, I think that was the point though. Like I do have to like I'm gonna say it now. I like me. I love the God of War series. I think it's one of my favorite game series of all time. I've loved it ever since the first one. The first one was pretty much my game of the year that year, 2005. Just absolutely adored playing it though, and I was so happy when they actually announced the reboot to the series. It was like I thought it was gone. I thought after Ascension, I was like, okay, it's going to be a long, long time now before we ever see a good God of War game. And lo and behold, like 5 years later, we did get to see
Yeah,
one. And it's completely different to the rest of them because it's completely set in a new universe. It's Norse mythology now instead of Greek
yeah,
mythology. It's completely different gameplay wise. It borrows elements from a bunch of other games, and the combat's something like the Soul series, the map, the whole collectible things that going around exploring the world and stuff like that is like something out of the recent Tomb Raider games and stuff like that. And like this one has like a more is more story to it now than any of the previous God of War games
mm,
because the other God of War games are basically like they have stories, but they're like just basically all about okay, Kratos is mad, he wants to kill the gods, blah blah blah
yeah,
blah. Where this one's about okay, he's gone away from the home place now, Greece, and he's has a family
yep,
now, and well, it's his second family pretty much, um, because of course the events of God of War is he has a wife and daughter. He basically sells his soul to Ares to take care of his enemies, and then he becomes and then Ares pretty much
controls them.
controls them,
Mm,
manipulates them, and basically manipulates them to sort of kill everyone in his path, and ends up killing his wife and
He never
daughter
mentions that,
in
right,
cold blood.
in this game.
He says it at the end. But he doesn't say it he doesn't basically pretty much say I killed my wife and child, but he does say something along. He's like, I killed the many people who deserve it, and many who didn't, or something along those lines at
Yeah.
the end. No, basically, and he says, but he doesn't say I killed my. He says he killed his father
Yeah.
to Atreus at the
It
end,
was Zeus, of
but he
course. Yeah.
doesn't say Zeus. But he doesn't say he killed his wife and daughter. He actually doesn't say to him that he actually had a previous family now.
Yeah.
As far as I can recall. So yeah, but like is another thing as well about, I'm just gonna say like you don't find out in God of War, right? If you want, like, you beat the game and then there's like these like extra story things you get in like the main menu stuff. You find out that that's Kratos' Zeus' son there. But if you don't actually watch them, you actually don't find out he's his father, Zeus' Kratos' father, until like the end of the second one after you beat him there. So
Okay.
that's just a little thing. But yeah, and then it's just I don't know, just like, and I was just so excited for this here, and I played it though, and I wasn't really into it at the start.
Okay.
I play these games on hard.
Mm-hmm.
I always play them on hard. I just prefer it that way. And at first I was like, okay, this just seems a bit unfair at points, more so than the other ones. I just wasn't really feeling the combat though. I just wasn't really clicking with me though. And like I was around the point where when you and Derek were like going gaga over it on Twitter, like you said, when you were saying it was a masterpiece and that there, and I was like, I'm enjoying it, but I wouldn't go that far now. And it basically kind of said it had the problems with the combat though, because sometimes I just felt it was a bit unfair. You kind of got overwhelmed sometimes and got killed pretty easily and stuff like that. But the more, like, when you're more powered up and when you get more of the skills for Kratos and Atreus and that there, then it becomes a lot more it just comes a lot easier, and it just really makes the combat so much fucking fun at the end of the day. And I love the combat in this game. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Atreus is so vital to your success in this game. Like,
he's not a throwaway. He's not like a throwaway mechanic. He's pretty much
like he's not a brain dead AI character now. Like so many games have come before now. Like he is vital. Like, basically press square, he shoots arrows. Hold square down, he does his summon, whatever you have, where it's the wolves or the murder of crows or anything like that now, and just makes things a lot more easier for you, because there is points where there's a few points in the game you don't have him with you, like the first time you go to hell because he's sick, and that's what pretty much you have to go to hell to get the heart of like the gatekeeper or whatever, to sort of they get him to come back and heal. And like, he does that there, and I think there's another point in the game as well. Well, yeah, there's one you're going home, and there's a certain point where a lot of people think is people say that's their favorite part of the game, where he goes, where basically when he has to, basically Freya the witch tells to him, you have to go to hell to get the heart of the gatekeeper or whatever the name is, and but your weapon's not going to work there, and he basically says, okay, I have to go home and get something. And that's when you find out, okay, he's going home and he's getting the Blades of Chaos, which is an awesome moment, because he rides the boat home. You see Athena, just there, like the ghost of Athena, or spirit form of Athena, and then when he gets the Blade of Chaos, she talks to him and says, you always will be a monster, and says, I don't work for you anymore, or something. I forget exactly what he said now, and stuff like that. And there is another throwback as well later on in Hell. You hear Zeus as well, so you do, and you hear Kratos talking to Zeus as well. So you do. It's pretty awesome. I pretty much knew that Blade of Chaos was in the game because I looked at the trophies beforehand, and that was one of the hidden trophies. But I still fucking loved that moment though. Like, I still think it was a pretty awesome moment. Because I pretty much knew they're gonna have to reference his previous life anyway. Then, like, I think it would have been crap if they just basically say, okay, it's Kratos, all you have is the Leviathan axe. We're not gonna mention anything about his previous life in Greece as the god of war and killing all the gods, Athena, Zeus, Hades, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. That was that was a pretty great moment, even for someone who hasn't played the entire series or anything like that. That was then that's when I tweeted this. Okay, this just became a real God of War game when he picks up the blades. It's like, yep, now it's God of War. Now this is God of War. So yeah, that was a pretty great moment when he actually does it.
Because it was just nice at that point as well. It's like, finally I'm going to get to use another weapon, because in the previous other weapon in the God of War games, you have like the Blades of Chaos or Exile, whatever you want to call them, but you always get different weapons as well.
Yeah.
Whereas this one here is completely different. Like, you have the Leviathan axe for the longest time, and like, if you didn't look it up though, like, you're probably speculating, okay, we're going to get like, if you play through the games and know this history and you played this here but you didn't look up the trophies or whatnot, you're probably speculating, okay, when am I going to get another weapon at this point? Because in other games I always get another weapon, but all I have thus far is the Leviathan axe. But then, like, of course, you get to that point where you get the Blades of Chaos, and they pretty much just act very similar to what they were in the old God of War games, except this time it's not just like, you have the over the shoulder perspective, fixed over the shoulder perspective this time, rather than like, the kind of looking downish camera, the looking down camera's fixed perspective in the previous games.
Yeah, I think to me it's pretty much completely different for especially for you who's played the entire God of War series. Like, it must be very different to come in this one and say, oh, okay, well.
No, I didn't play the entire God of War series, Dennis. I didn't play the mobile game that came out years ago.
No, maybe not that one. The important God of War games.
You can never the proper God of War games, not there was a mobile one though, came out like in the old fucking mobile phones back in the day.
Like, I mean, it has to be different from the old God of Wars, where you see like Kratos from very far and going up all these big monsters and all that stuff, and to play this game where it's more story oriented, where it's more you actually don't have a sex scene in this God of War game, which that's pretty different from the other God of Wars, whereas
because it's a different Kratos though as well. He's not like, he is a bit of anger though, but it's not like to the full ferocity that he was back in the original God of War games. But like, it's a bit of more of a
subdued,
quote unquote, subdued anger. He does, like, he gets a bit angry at Atreus sometimes, so he does, but not to the point of like, it's completely different to the way he shouts at Atreus as opposed to the way he shouts at Zeus or one of the god like Ares or anything like that now in the original games.
Yeah, he's pretty much subdued. He's calm. He does his stuff, and I think especially the story of the characters in the game are pretty. I mean, I think every character is great. Like, every character has his own little personality, and even the head. What's his name again? Mimir,
who is fantastic. Like, I listened to the Jam Bomb, Ben, Dan, and Vinny did a God of War spoiler cast. I listened to it there at work last night, and they pretty much were talking about how he's such a great character. Like, because it's that was the great thing as well. Just awesome. Like, come across, you meet him, and you have to do this thing, take this head off, and resurrect him, and that there, and then he's pretty much with you to
The rest of the game.
through the
Yeah.
game then. And the great thing is, and when you're on the boat, he pretty much tells these stories of the Norse mythology stories. So he does all about Odin and Thor, and all the giants and stuff like that as well. And like there's certain points as well where I just sort of I just stayed on the boat just to hear the stories. They're just that interesting, and the nice little touch as well when you actually go on shore and something.
We'll pick it up next time.
Stories says, you know what? Yeah, you know what? We'll pick this up later. It's like that's a really cool little.
Except that he restarts from the very beginning when you get in the boat, which I found a little annoying. I was like, can you continue?
But I'm sure they couldn't do.
Yeah, of course.
It'd probably be too much complication now. But that is a nice little touch, though. I really did enjoy it now.
And when you die, it's like, oh, this is great, or something like that. That's a nice little touch. Like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, it was just a great. He was a great character. But like you said, like all the characters are well done. Like there's not a whole lot of characters in this game. Like there's Kratos, there's Atreus, there's Mimir, there's Brock and Sindri, there's Freya, there's Baldur, and there's Magni and Woody. I think they're pretty much all the characters.
That's pretty much the main
voice characters. Yeah,
the serpent, which you don't understand what he says.
Oh yeah, yeah, the world serpent. Yeah, which is like it's just a really it's a really good game though. Like I absolutely did love it at the end of the day though. Like if I didn't love it as much as I wouldn't go for the platinum now. Like I said, but I was just having such a great time, and like looking at the games, okay, this platinum looks doable. It doesn't look anything doesn't look too hard now. And of course, like once I've done the main story, I did go back and do the side stuff. Like I did most of the side stuff. I got a lot of the collectibles. And
I just went around doing side stuff for like 2 nights in a row, not doing story stuff, just going around in the boat.
Yeah, that's
just
Yeah, there was a few sessions where I was pretty much the same way, whereas okay, I have a bunch of side stuff to do now. I can just do this stuff and spend a couple of hours before I have to go to work and do these here, and then okay, I got this done, then I can just move on with the main story.
Was so overpowered though for the final boss. Were you overpowered for that?
Yes. I beat him for
me too, pretty much.
Piss easy. Easy.
It's really, really easy.
Like, yeah, he's not the real challenge. And some of the story stuff's not really the main challenge in that game. It's the whole side stuff. It's like the Valkyrie fights. It's the trials of Muspelheim and the Niflheim stuff as well. That's sort of the more end game stuff like that. That's the more challenging stuff now.
Yeah, I came across Valkyries. One Valkyrie before, I would say maybe halfway through my playthrough. I went in. She hit me once and I died. I was like, okay. I don't think I'm ready for this. And I went back.
I locked in the Muspelheim probably about a third of the way through, third to halfway through the game maybe, when I got the ciphers and I tried it. Okay, I'm going to go here now. I did the first trial, normal and hard. It took me a while to do the hard one, and then I tried the second trial, and I was like, nope. It's like survive for 5 minutes, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing this because I was way too weak. So it was at that point, and I went back pretty much after I finished the main story, and I went through those trials and did them all no problem up to the point of the one you have to not get hit, kill 20 enemies and not get hit. That took me a few tries to do, and then I beat the Valkyrie first go at the top of the mountain, and then I did three of the impossible ones. They're pretty tricky now. Like I tried all of them though, and there was a few of them I did like in one go, and there's a few I went back to. It's like they were just pretty tricky. And then like I did that final challenge where you have to kill 50 enemies within 8 minutes, which it's not that difficult to be honest. So like I didn't have the actual the best armor in the game per se, like the stuff you get from the Niflheim stuff now. I didn't get the mist. the cursed mist or deadly mist armor. Now I didn't get them.
Hmm.
Now when I was doing those trials, I did them. Actually, no, maybe I did. Actually, maybe I had one. I had them though. Most of them when I
I
did
think you
the
get them pretty
final
much
Valkyrie
midway
fight.
through the thing.
Yeah, like if you went to Niflheim and got the language cipher, you can get them there, and yeah, but you have to go through. You have to pretty much go through those mist, the different sort of the maze
Yeah.
pretty much to get the mist echoes and stuff like that in order to buy them. But they were available at a certain point of the game. But like I said, I didn't get them until after I finished the main
Hmm.
story. Like you haven't done Sigwin yet, which is like if you play you fight the different Valkyries, and some of them pretty much have different attacks now, whereas
Has
Sigmund
all
pretty
of them.
much it pretty much has all the various attacks that you've come across with the other 8 Valkyries now,
Hmm.
and all although the one you pretty much like when you see, I don't know, have you fought like or come across the ones that shout Valhalla when it
Yeah.
just jump up and then like
Yep.
okay, she doesn't do
Okay.
that now. So you pretty much have to see the red thing to sort of
Hmm.
okay, she's going to jump up and then gun down, because that's the thing, that's the tell when you're fighting some of the other ones who do that
Yeah.
attack when they shout Valhalla, but she doesn't do that
Okay.
now.
Okay.
She was hot. She was tricky.
Yeah.
Um, to be honest, I think the one I had I think it probably took me longer to do another one than her maybe, but the one I don't know if you fought the one or that summons
Yep.
enemies. That to me was the most annoying one.
Yeah, it's annoying, but
One
she's
second.
really, really weak. Like she's really, really weak. You have a lot of enemies, of course, coming at you, but she is really weak. Like you can bring her down if you use like your special attacks. You can bring her down pretty quickly if your special attacks are leveled up. Like it's not really, she's not a challenge. It's the other enemies.
Yeah, it was pretty much the enemies. Yeah, it was pretty much the enemies she was summoning, because some of her attacks were not that great, that hard to like avoid or whatever. But it was just the amount of enemies that come up every time you kill them and then summons them again. That to me was the most annoying point. And I wasn't like as beefed up as I
Yeah.
would be at that point of the time. But like I pretty much played it for a bit, and I was like, okay, I give up now, or I have to go to work or something. And then just went back afterwards, and I think I beat her in the next few goes. Then after that,
But I heard that the Valkyrie in Niflheim, the challenge Valkyrie, like the one with the challenges, like she's harder if you finished the game. If you go back after you finished, than if you
the one in the
yeah,
Muspelheim
Muspelheim one. Yeah.
after you do the
Yep.
trials. Well, I beat the game, and I beat her first.
Oh, you
go.
did? Okay.
Yeah. And the one in Niflheim now, where you go in there and like it's actual the mist was like draining the energy. I beat her first go because I pretty much fucking killed her. Like I pretty much respected. Oh great, I have to fight her in the mist now. That means it's going to take me a while and probably my day from getting killed by the mist before I kill her. But nope, I was pretty much, because I had the mist armor at that point.
Oh,
I
okay, you
pretty
had the
much
mist armor.
destroyed
Okay.
her.
That
Yeah,
helps.
so that's pretty much
That helps.
because that's the thing as well. The mist armor sort of increases your resistance to that the mist then, and the thing goes lower then. But yeah, I like the trials as Muspelheim pretty much was just like a throwback to the trials in the original God of War games, because every time you finished, although like it's the only unlock after you finish the games, but they have those kind of challenges in the main menu now. Once you finish the main story in God of War, it has these trials that pretty much are something similar to those ones, except I think the ones in the previous game, some of them are like way
Yeah.
harder than the ones in this game. Like there's like ones in the original games like kill 20 enemies while in the air without touching the ground
Oh,
and
boy,
stuff like
okay.
that. That's like and that's really like the hard stuff like that. Now it's just or kill 20 kill X number of enemies.
I found it's a
turn
little
stone
harder
or
to
something.
juggle enemies in this one than like in the original God of War games. Like it's harder to juggle them in the air.
Like the weak enemies, I can juggle
Yeah.
them easily enough. Though we basically use a trace to shock them or stun them and that, or like do like a slam attack, and they usually like jump up, like slam up thing, and then but like you can't do them in most
Yeah.
enemies. Okay, I'm going to ask you now. I want to see if you agree, if we have the same
Okay.
answer. What were the most annoying enemies in the game for you?
The most annoying enemies in the game?
Yeah, the ones that like pissed
Uh,
you off.
I have to say it's the eye things that come out of the ground.
The
The nightmares, yeah.
nightmares.
I think if you
Okay.
had a lot of nightmares while you were fighting other enemies, that really bugged me a lot because like they shoot the mist at him unless you get Atreus to shoot him constantly. Like
Yeah.
at the end it was no problem because I mean Atreus was leveled up to the highest level and he shot the nightmares twice and they died. So it's not really a problem. But at the very beginning of the game, oh my god, they kept like go shooting that goo at you and there's a bunch of them. It's oh my.
Yeah, they're different like elements. Like some of them shoot poison, other ones shoot like fire
Yeah,
or like frost at you, so as well. Yeah.
yeah.
No, we don't share the same answer,
Who is it?
unfortunately.
Who is it for you?
The revenants. I fucking hated them
Which one are
so
those? The
fucking much.
remnants?
They're the ones like the witches,
Oh yeah, yeah.
like they fucking kind of evade. Because I just find them annoying though, because sometimes you shock them or something and then hit them a few times, and then all of a sudden they just do that stupid evade attack. And they were really annoying now is when there was like two or three of them, and all they did was like fire like the the wee AO the area thing with their poison and
Yeah,
whatnot.
they're
Now
very annoying also. Yeah.
I fucking hated them so flipping much though. Like yeah, the nightmares were annoying at first though as well, but they got to a point where they were pissed easy then because like you said, Trace was like fully at level. You just hit them a few times with arrows and pretty much killed them immediately. Then I was just made them so easy there. But like Revenants, I always hated from the get go, from the start of the game to the first end of the game. I hated them so much, and also I hated the Dark Elves when you got blinded when it hit
Oh
you with
yeah.
their like
Yeah.
their blind attack, and you couldn't do anything, and you couldn't lock on or anything. They were annoying as well. To me, they were the most annoying enemies in the game. Most of the other ones were like, some of them had their annoying attacks though, like the Droughts that pretty much had their like flame shield armor, and if you hit them, they pretty much do a AOE thing, like you were basically block off and get damage and that. They were annoying, but other ones were easy to do. Like I really liked fighting the Travelers because it just reminded me of they pretty much would be right at home in a Souls game because they're just very similar. I really like them now. They're like the ones with the big sword and like you have to take off like chunks of their armor each time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, at the very beginning when you're not very leveled up, they're pretty tough. But once you're leveled up, they're not a big problem, to be honest. Like you just have to dodge and avoid and let Atreus shoot him, and he pretty much helps you out a whole lot in those situations. So yeah, I mean some enemies at the very beginning were very annoying, but after that, um, some of them really didn't become a problem at all. So
Yeah, like that's exactly what I said. It's just but I always hated the Revenants, so they're just I just
yeah.
couldn't stand them though. Like when there's only one of them, they're not so bad. You just like spam your arrows and hit them, and then like my sort of method sometimes, like when I had to fight a Revenant, I basically and like there's maybe been a bunch of enemies as well. I was like, okay, I'm going for the Revenant. I'm going to slow down time, do that, use that attack, use that ability. Then I do the the slam attack with the axe. Basically, just so you press R repeatedly and use it to like slam on the ground. That was my go-to. I pretty much had that. I used it and pretty much used it for pretty much the rest of the game. I never changed out that heavy runic attack. Then I pretty much used it because it was just so useful for me.
Okay.
Um, And the other one I used for the feathering axe, with like the light one, was like the one you throw and does like a big sort of attack as well when it goes through a bunch of
Mm,
enemies. They're the two I used there.
yeah.
Um, like which ones did you use?
For which one?
Like your light and for your axe, for like your light and heavy
Oh
runic
boy, I don't
attacks.
remember. I really don't remember what I have the one that's like the ice comes out of the ground like
Oh, like the shards of ice like goes like it trails to the
yeah.
enemies.
I
Yeah,
use that
okay,
one
yeah,
and the like it's a nice like an explosion. Like you just reach back and
okay,
like almost like a fireball, but it's ice, and then that throws the enemies a little bit further away. So those are
oh,
pretty much the
okay.
ones that I used for the axe. So the one that the shards that come out of the ground are very very useful. If you want to create distance or if you just want to take them down, like when you don't level it up, it's just like just two little lumps that come out. But then after that, when you level it up completely, it's like it goes
Yes,
for
yeah,
a long while. So if you like,
yeah. It's essential as well to level up those runic
yeah,
attacks.
if you line them up like pretty well, you can get a couple of them all at the same time, which is good. So I like the
Yeah, like
dragons, the whole the three dragons that you have to liberate.
yeah, oh, yeah. They were
Piss me
fun as
off a
well.
little
Like
bit
when I
because they
got to
kept
that,
keep shooting at you even though you're trying to liberate them. So
yeah, but they didn't know that though. But they actually were useful as well because they damage the enemies as well. It's like heck, it's not just me. They're trying to kill. Like the enemies get
yeah,
killed as well by getting shocked as well. So it was just that's pretty much what I got to that area. That was like the one of the. I think I was like the first sort of side area that I went
hmm
to now. Guard.
yeah,
And pretty much when I seen a dragon shooting the lightning, it's like, okay, this very much reminds me of Souls
yeah,
again, Dark Souls.
yeah. Pretty much, yeah. It looked really like the first dragon I killed is the one I killed the dragon in the story.
Yeah, that's the only one you kill anyway
Yeah,
in the story.
and that's when I like almost immediately after I came across the other dragon that's in the mountain.
And you were like saying, "Oh fuck, I have to fight
Yeah,
this now."
I'm like, okay, now I have to fight this one. Okay, but I didn't know that you liberate him and he flies away.
No, you have to.
So I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
okay,
have
this is
to.
cool. That's
You
fun.
have to.
It's a nice little touch.
Yeah, you have to free. Yeah, you have to free them, and then get. I forget what you get for it though. You did get something
Dragon scales,
from
I think, and
freeing them
stuff like
all.
that, if I remember.
Yeah, but like you get something else by freeing all of them now. But I forget what it was. Like it may have been some talisman or
Yeah,
gem or something
probably.
along
Yeah,
those lines.
it's pretty much always that. So
And that's another thing that's completely different in this game. There's like loot,
loot,
pretty
leveling
much. There's
up, and
like
crafting.
actually, yeah, leveling up equipment and stuff like that. Yeah, crafting. Like where in the previous games, all you do, like you level up your
Yeah,
weapons using the orbs, not there, but you don't
but I
have
mean,
like
Kratos doesn't go
equip.
like I think it's level 5 that he goes up to, pretty much. So yeah,
What do you mean power level?
yeah, I think it's power level. I think it's 5 that he goes up to.
No, it's higher than that. I got up to 8.
Oh, you got up to 8? Okay. I have to check.
Yeah.
Maybe is it the weapons that go up to 5 only?
Uh, the Blades of Chaos goes up to 5, I believe, and the Leviathan Axe goes up to 6.
Okay. But you need to do the trials for to level them up completely.
Yeah, you need to do the trial. Yeah, you need to do the trials and the
That's the only
Niflheim
place where you
thing
can
in order
find
to get
the final.
the the final ones for
Yep.
each of them. Well, no, you get an item to buy the final ones.
Okay.
Like you get an item to buy the Frozen Flame, and like then get an item from the Trials of Muspelheim to get the I forget what the thing's called. I think it was something of Muspelheim
hmm
or something, like Burnt Crest of Muspelheim or something, and then you get that to get the final
hmm
thing for the Beta
Yeah.
Chaos. The Chaos Flame, that's it,
Yeah.
that's what it's called.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this game which I didn't expect the game to have, which is great. You know, like leveling up, and you can there's loot and there's stuff you can craft, and I wasn't expecting that from a God of War game, which is great. So yeah, I really liked the entire experience of the game for sure.
What did you think of the ending?
The real ending or the other ending?
The ending that you found out about Atreus, like his real identity.
I thought that was cool. I think that adds another layer to if they want to do a second one of those. Like there's a layer of what's gonna happen. Like you kind of see when he looks at the mural, when Kratos looks at the mural and opens it up, and you see that
Yeah.
Kratos is lying on the ground, dying, I think.
Yeah, would you speculate it's Kratos? Is speculates it's Kratos? Could be someone else, but like you speculate that is
Yeah.
Kratos.
So yeah, it adds another dimension of into it. But isn't Loki like the brother of Thor?
Uh, well, well, it is in the Marvel new MCU, but I don't know if
I
that's the
think it
case
is
now
in the
in the
Norse
actual Norse
mythology
mythology.
also. I think it's Loki and the other two
Yeah,
that are his brothers.
and Balder as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. But that's that. But I think that is the case though in the film, like in the MCU, like Loki is like he is the son of the Jotunheim. He is like he is that there, which is the case in this
Hmm.
here. Whereas you find out that Faye was a
Yeah.
giant. She was part of from Jotunheim, and that's kind of when I realized, like, and you probably should have. I should have saw it coming though, but it was a nice little you know, reveal anyway. We find out that the trace is actually Loki,
Yeah.
because especially when you find out Faye, especially during the entire game, you don't hear Loki at all. You don't hear his name. You hear all about Thor and Odin
Yeah.
and like all the other Aesir gods, but you don't hear Loki. Like I know Loki's part of Norse mythology. It's like, okay, well I'm gonna find out about Loki, and then you find out, oh, because Atreus was Loki all along.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the reason why.
Exactly.
Which was that was a nice little reveal.
Yep.
So it was. And when I heard that, I was like, "Call me Loki." He's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Yeah, that was cool.
So there's, and then yeah, like you said, there's like the other ending when you go back to your home and you go to sleep, and it's like years later, and then you hear thunder in the outside. Open the door, you hear Kratos screaming. It goes down to like this waste view of a guy, and basically shout. Here, Kratos shout, "Who are you?" And then you
You see the
basically
hammer.
throws back his like jacket or whatever, and then you see
Yeah.
Mjolnir, which is pretty fucking awesome. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in the sequel, because it has to be a sequel.
No, of course. Of course. They have to do one for sure. Can't really
Yeah.
you can't really go on and not do anything with that. So,
Um, and like I absolutely loved this game at the end. Like I said, like I said, I was enjoying it though, but I just wasn't, absolutely loving it though. But at the end, like I absolutely adore this
yeah.
game, and is like I haven't really played a whole lot of games from this year, but at the moment it's my game of the year. And like you said as well, I think it's going to be very hard to
Yeah.
top it at the moment though.
I could
Like
probably see
I don't
Red
know.
Dead 2
Yeah,
like coming
like
into competition with it. But I'm looking forward to other games, of course, like Tomb Raider and all that stuff. But I don't think Tomb Raider is gonna have what it takes to beat God of War. It's gonna be a good game, but I don't think it's
no.
gonna.
It's going to be in terms of gameplay. Yeah, it's going to be a great game in that way. But in story
Yeah.
wise, they've not been the
No.
best. Like in terms of the recent games, like I said, with like Uncharted has the presentation, story, and all
Yep.
that. They're top notch. Gameplay is
Of course.
adequate. Whereas in the other way around, Tomb Raider, brilliant gameplay, but the story is not
Yep.
there.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. But what we'll see. I don't think, like as I said, I don't think anything except maybe Red Dead 2 can come close to God of War this year. I don't really see anything coming close to it. To be honest, with what's on the docket for release, I don't think anything can come close to it at all.
And again, it's another Sony
Yep.
exclusive. Like again, Sony has
Sony's
been
killing it
hitting it out
right
of the
now.
park in terms of
Yep.
exclusives over the last couple of years, and I think this is the best PS4 game since Bloodborne.
hmm That's saying a lot. I mean, you know,
Yeah, I loved Horizon last year. I think it's a great game, but I
you
think
like
this is
Bloodborne.
better.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Horizon was great, but this is God of War.
But they get that. But yeah, Horizon was your game of the
Yeah, it
year
was my game of
last
the year,
year.
but I mean, this game is like in a class on its own. Like I said, I couldn't. I went to work. I was first week after I got the game Friday, of course, when it came out, and played it all weekend. And when I went back to work on Monday, like the entire week, I was like, man, I want to play this. I like constantly.
But like when you have a game like that, it's a game you're just gonna end up loving. When you just have that game, it's like that was me as well. At a point as well when I had to go to work, and it's like all I just basically like when I was sitting there and playing, and I'm gonna have to go to work. No man, I have to go to work. All I just want to do is stay here and play some more Call of War.
Yeah, like I just want to sit down and enjoy God of War and just play constantly. So yeah, I don't think anything can beat this game. Like the presentation, gameplay, story, characters, environment, which we haven't talked a lot about, but there's some gorgeous areas in this game.
Alfheim is so fucking
Yeah,
beautiful, so it is. And when you first enter, like the Witch's Woods as well, like the color palette is just absolutely stunning. So it is. Like the whole art, environment, scenery,
there's
like the old artists who've done that their stuff just deserve a round of
like
applause.
the
Deserve a round of applause.
sorceress's domain where it's color after color.
Yeah, as I was saying,
Yeah, the wild
yeah,
ones.
the
Yeah,
Wild Woods, the Witch's Woods. Yeah, that's just so beautiful. So it is. Like Kevin Van Org pretty much like posted a few screenshots of that part and was like, "Yep, I definitely agree."
yeah, it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game. Uh, Not to harp on anything, but it looks fucking amazing in HDR. In 4K HDR, it looks mind blowing. It's just incredible.
So did you play it in resolution mode then,
I played it.
or
I think there's a balance.
or performance?
Is there a balance
Like
mode?
there's resolution mode and there's like performance mode where you play it at a higher frame rate.
Yeah, I tried it on both, and performance doesn't have a whole lot of frame rate drop, to be honest. Like some games, it's terrible. You need to play it on performance for it to even, for it to even be playable. But not this one. I think this one's pretty stable, even on the frame rate. I mean, performance-wise, it's still either one. I want, I want to see I want to have a great graphics when I play this. So I tried it. It didn't take away. It didn't lag. It didn't. There wasn't any slowdown or anything. I said, okay, I'm gonna play it in this mode and leave it like that. And of course, there's some areas that are a little more laggy, a little like when there's a lot of stuff on the screen, but it's not that bad. It's still very much playable in that mode.
Mm.
So yeah, gorgeous game.
Yeah, it was just weird for me playing a God of War game in like 30 frames per second because most of the other ones have been like
Yeah,
either like 50 to
yeah.
60, whereas this was like 30
So the
frames.
performance isn't really
This is
great on a regular PS4. That's what you're.
no, that's the standard frame rate of the
Okay,
game. If you're not playing on performance mode, it's 30 frames per
okay.
second, and for the most part, it pretty much ran fine. I think there might have been few places I might have pitched a little though, but it wasn't like to the point of
No,
unplayable. But it was like completely fine for
yeah,
the most part.
pretty much. I didn't really see any drops. There are a couple, but not it's not really noticeable for the most part during the game. So yeah, I mean, don't know if there's anything else to say about the game, but it's
Nah,
It's
I
pretty
think
great.
we've sort of pretty much shared our love of the game enough
Pretty
already.
much. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to cut it
Yeah, you
there
have to
because
go.
I have to go to work soon. Yeah.
All right.
Because there's a few God games I'd like to talk about though. Like you've played Far Cry
Yeah.
5, I've played Ni no Kuni 2 and Yakuza 6, and maybe in a future episode we'll probably talk about them.
Yeah. Well, as you said, we're trying to do more and more podcasts now. Trying to keep up a little bit with the times because we didn't do a whole lot last year, and we're gonna try to do a little bit more this year. So
Like I said, at least
at
once
least
a
once a month.
month.
Yeah.
It's fine. Which I've been doing fine thus far. I've been
Yeah.
doing that.
It's not a whole lot coming out anyway, so I think we can go back to
Yeah, like
stuff.
May is like Detroit's coming
Detroit, yeah.
out, which I'm interested in getting.
I'm getting
And
Pillars
Dark
of
Souls
Eternity too,
Remastered.
so yeah.
Yeah, that's out this
Yep.
week, I think, isn't it? Coming. Dark Souls Remastered is out, which, duh, it's a fucking
Yeah.
no brainer
State of
for me.
Decay
Despite the fact that
2.
State of Decay 2, which I gonna probably get maybe because it's co-op.
Yeah, and you can play on PC. You don't have to have the Xbox since it's a
It's not that dear as well on CD keys either. Like it's only 20 odd quid.
yeah, it's not very expensive.
Yeah, compared to another game which we also played as well, which we pretty much played once and never played again. We got the trial version of Game Pass and
Yeah.
played it once and wasted 2 months of Game Pass money because I've let it run over twice,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I cancelled it there, so I did, and I assume you
Yep.
cancelled it, have you?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've done the same way because I was like, nah, I'm not. I
Not
don't think
interested.
I'm going to go
Mhm.
back to it anytime soon. Anyway, but like it was fun for the like couple of hours we played though. But it's like, but when I was looking online, people said that's pretty much all there is to the game, it's like, there's no point playing this thing. And also like all you get, like I said, it's just cosmetic stuff. Like I just feel like if it had more of a progress system, it'd probably
Yeah.
be more. It'd probably be better to play.
Exactly. That doesn't have really of anything, to be honest. It doesn't really have any.
We're talking about Sea of Thieves,
Yeah.
just to let you know.
Yep. Pretty much. So, and I did finish last night. I got ending A in Near Automata. So,
Oh, you're going back to
yeah,
it then, have you?
I'm now on ending. Well, I'm on Route
Route
B,
B,
pretty much. Yeah.
B. Yeah.
Which starts off differently, but now it's all the same thing, and I'm like,
Yeah, you just play as
yeah,
9S instead. Yeah, that's just part of the thing. Like there's sort of parts of the game is like, I don't really want to do this again, but you have to, unfortunately. But you could probably like you could skip a bunch of the dialogue.
Do you? I mean, because
But
the
there's
side
certain
quests come back.
dialogue that's a bit different.
Do you have to do them if you've already done?
No. If you've done the side quest, like I think there's already certain side quests or you can do during your second playthrough.
Okay.
But if you've done those side quests already, then the shit that they're done.
Okay.
I don't think you don't need to do them
Okay.
again now.
So it'll be faster anyway.
Which is like, yeah, it'll be faster then. Like I done a load of the side quests during my playthrough. Like
Yeah.
I said, I played it for like 40 odd hours, so I did overall, and got through all like the main. I got a bunch of the other endings, apart from like the text based endings.
Yeah.
So you liking it thus far?
Yeah.
Then?
I'm glad I went back to it because it's a really really good game. I like the ending.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what you think when you get through the whole story. Now, I definitely want to talk about it once you've played through the entire game, then, and see what you think of the different
Yeah.
endings and what your like.
With the final android.
Yeah, and like the Rudy ending
Yeah.
out there.
Yep. So we'll get back to that when I complete it. I'm gonna concentrate on that one for not too long because I'm getting pillars on Tuesday, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, you only play through the first ending, which is like, what, 10 hours or so? You probably maybe more, though, because you did side quests and that there, so it's probably 10 to 15 hours,
Yeah.
I'd say. And the next one, but it should be shorter, though, because you pretty much know what to do.
I know where to go, what to
You
do. We don't have to
do
do the side quests. And
Yeah, you don't have the much to do, much of the side quest stuff. Yeah, so it should be shorter. And then the third one is like completely different. Then it's like all new stuff.
Yeah.
So it is. And the third part's just the last like one you have to do fully. Then and then you just do certain things to get the outer endings, and that's it.
Mhm.
So you just pretty much have to play through the game like 3 times.
Yeah.
Really. Well, first two times are like mostly the same, and then the third time's like all new
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to going back into it for sure. Should be great.
Yeah, I need to go back to Yakuza 6 and Kuni 2, but I'm too busy playing Rayman Legends again, which is fucking awesome. Thank you,
Yeah, I
PS+.
kind of wanted to get Yakuza 6, but I'm holding off a little bit. Gotta wait maybe until the summer and get it. Play during the summer.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot coming out during
Yeah.
the summer. So anyway, I think I'll do for now. It's really just weird. We just talked about just one game in particular.
So what?
It's just really weird that we just talked about one
Yeah,
game
yeah,
really
yeah,
in particular,
exactly.
rather than like a bunch of games.
Yeah, there's a bunch of games. There's a
yeah,
couple of
like-
games that I played more.
Yeah, but
But we'll do another one,
Lots of
maybe a
time,
follow-up
unfortunately.
podcast sometime
yeah,
soon, maybe. So
Yeah, I could probably do maybe another one to talk about those before E3,
Yeah.
perhaps. And then we'll do our E3
Yep.
special.
that's coming next month already.
Yeah. I booked the nights off to watch the conferences because I was not off those
Yeah.
those days.
I
So I'll be
I might actually do that myself this year. I'm thinking of it.
yeah. Do your live reactions podcast.
Yeah, that'd be great. If they announce something like what's it called? Damn, the one that you freaked out. I was certain you were going to cry on the thing. Shenmue 3, yeah. I was like, oh my god. I was, oh man, I was really surprised.
I don't think I'd cry now, but I was so happy to finally.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can do one if I'm off. If I actually get the time off, we can do it. I think Derek's probably
Yeah.
going to take the time off also that week, so we can.
Yeah, I think he usually books that week off as well.
Yeah.
Like I only booked the Monday and Tuesday off because I'm off the weekend before it anyway, so I just have to book the Monday and Tuesday off when like some of the conferences are happening, and then I come off Wednesday, Thursday, so I'm pretty much off from Saturday to the following Friday then. That
Yeah.
week.
All right. So we'll see. Maybe something like that will come around.
Yeah, we'll just have
Yep.
to wait and see. So anyway, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dennis, for talking about movies and God of
Yep.
War.
The God of War podcast.
Yeah, the God of War podcast, God
Yeah.
of War.
That of boy. As Jacksepticeye called him, that of boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
See you later, guys.